Okay guys, so to start off my tree, I'm going to be marking out the height, which is about 40, and then just building up a trunk. Once I'm happy with my trunk shape, I'm then going to be replacing the gold blocks with the ID 1713, which is the full-sided spruce logs. Once I'm happy with the shape of my trunk, which is a pretty simple shape, I can begin on my branches. Now these are going to be super important because they're going to dictate the shape of our leaves as well as the placement of our leaves. And it's going to save us a lot of time in the long run if we get these in spots that we're happy with before we start on our leaves. So for these branches, I'm going with a very curved shape. So I'm kind of curving my branches upwards a little bit. And I'm doing this because of the reference image I'm looking at. And the reference image I'm looking at is, of course, my own Christmas tree, which has branches that point just slightly upwards. And it gives it really a realistic look, I think, to go for this type of shape as opposed to a downward slope that kind of looks droopy, in my opinion. So as we're going up the trunk here, our branches are slowly getting smaller and smaller, but we're trying to retain that curved shape in them as best as we can to make this tree look nice and perky and happy and give us lots of spots to hang our decorations off of. Once we are happy with our branch placement, now comes what is arguably the most important part, the leaves. So for the leaves, we're going to be layering them over these branches, kind of covering the top and sides of the branches and making it a lot thicker towards the base of the branch and thinner out towards the end, just like on real tree branches. Now what I like about this is it ends up leaving a gap on the bottom. So if you look up into the tree, you can still see some of the trunk. It doesn't cover it all like in a much smaller tree. So I really like the way this looks. I think it makes it look a lot more realistic and it just gives it a nice effect. As we're going up, I'm trying to just make sure that I'm retaining the shape of those curves as I'm covering each branch. And don't worry about getting this exactly perfect. You can always go back through after you look around it a little bit and add in branches or fix the shapes of your leaves or add more leaves. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. It doesn't have to be perfect right away. As we're getting up into the top here, it's getting harder for me to retain that curved shape. So I'm not layering on too many leaves. I'm just doing really just one layer of leaves over that branch and then making it a little thicker so that we can retain that curved shape even up towards the top. Once we are at the top, I'm just adding a couple leaves right on top of the trunk there for the star, and that is the branches done. Just a couple little finishing touches, replace the gold out with the six-sided logs, and that is our tree shape completely done. Now it's time for the fun part. So the first thing I do in this clip is actually put little spruce saplings on top of the leaves. Now if you don't have access to World Edit, don't worry about this. I just think it gives it a nice fluffy look. Really looks cool. I'll put the command on the screen if you guys want to try it out. If you don't like it, not a big deal to just skip that step. So now I'm moving on to the ornaments. And for this I'm using quite the different assortment of ornaments. Just like I would have on my own tree. I have kind of ornaments that are special to me. They're not really themed. They don't really all fit together. But if you guys want to decorate your trees with a theme, maybe like red and gold or red and green or white, whatever you want to do, you can decorate your tree in that way. But I just love getting to use all of the different blocks in this tree. So what I'm going to actually do for you guys, for my Christmas gift to you, is give you guys a download to this tree. But not only are you going to get a download to my decorated tree, I'm going to give you the download in the description of the tree that's not decorated. So if you guys want to go through and have some fun and decorate your own Christmas tree, then you can do that on the tree that I have built here. And definitely if you decide to decorate the tree, show me what you've done. Tweet it at me on Twitter or leave a picture in my Discord server. I would love to see what you guys come up with for tree decorations. Anyways, now that our tree is all decorated, I'm going to be adding some presents below here because what tree would be complete on Christmas without a couple of presents from Santa? So for this, I'm just using a lot of concrete and terracotta, just all different blocks. I love the opportunity to use fun, different blocks that I wouldn't normally perhaps use. And I think that's super fun. I'm adding ribbons to the top of all these presents, and I love the way that this makes the tree look. Anyways, that is it for this tree. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please leave a like on the video and consider subscribing for more tutorials. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!